This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a daily wrestling news update as we head towards Christmas. NXT brought on AJ Styles, which, by the way, anyone that doesn't know, I did defeat AJ Styles 2 times in one night when he was New Japan Pro Wrestling Champion in 2014, and it was only my second match back after a 3-year hiatus. Quite an accomplishment, something Miz has never done. He's never pinned AJ Styles twice in one night. But anyways, his appearance unfortunately didn't equal ratings. NXT only did a 0.11 rating. WWE has canceled its Laval show. They weren't going to Montreal to the main arena. I guess that's probably too big of an arena for WWE these days. Laval is a smaller town outside of Montreal with a smaller arena, and they've canceled that show, but it's not due to attendance reason. It's due to Quebec going back on lockdown. So we're hoping here in Ontario, which, by the way, Quebec, if you see those lights in behind me, that's Quebec. They're locked down. Here, we're still not locked down. Our arenas are at 50% capacity. So right now, the Toronto WWE show is still happening at 50% capacity next week, unless things change. But we're hoping that they don't lock us down here in Ontario, because even the gyms are closed in Quebec now. And I'm going to say it again. I work in an Ontario gym, and I work out in another Ontario gym, and they're not anywhere close to capacity, and gyms are not the problem. So please leave the damn gyms alone. But at least my building here that I live in now has a gym, so I won't be totally screwed if it closes. Bobby Fulton, who I've had on recently for an interview of the Fantastics, went through a total shoulder replacement surgery today. And he said he's out of surgery, and he thanks everyone for their prayers. Also, apparently, numerous WWE people have COVID, according to reports. Paul, can I interview Chris Jericho? There is an interview with Jericho done by John Paz on this channel. I don't think Chris Jericho will do an interview with me, to be perfectly honest with you, which is why I use John Paz for some of these wrestlers that never get back to me. Rick, why is WWE losing so many wrestlers? AEW is a lighter schedule, and they pay similar. And they also wanted profit, so they cut a lot of wrestlers, which I don't blame them for, because none of these wrestlers are really making a big... If they're not moving the needle, why keep them around? Ivan says they might go back to the Thunderdome. I've heard that some states are actually going to put more COVID measures in place, but I haven't been following the news too much. Paul, I've only met Jericho once, actually. It was at a WWE Raw taping in Calgary in 2004. They were using me as an extra on. And I was standing around with Harry and Ted and TJ, and he came up and said hi to them, and all I did was shake his hand. But other than that, I never met him. John says they're closing stuff down in upstate New York. I have heard that about New York. John Bush says, I'm awesome. The Grease, can I interview Ahmed Johnson? By the way, nice picture of Bad News Allen. I did know him. And I actually ran his official tribute show after he passed away back in 2007. If someone wants to hook me up with Ahmed Johnson, I'll interview him. I don't know him. Bob has been in Facebook jail and he's back. Eric Chambers giving me some type of symbol. Paul, I do know Rosemary, and she said she doesn't want to break kayfabe, so she doesn't want to do a shoot interview. Mark, I've talked about the Kevin Owens issue extensively. don't want to talk about it anymore, but whether I knew him or not, I still wouldn't find him an entertaining wrestler because he's not the style of wrestler I like to watch. Getting sunglasses here from Eric. Steven, how's Piper? I don't know because my ex is not allowing me to see Piper. She is not allowing me to see Piper. She's being a bitch, sadly, and that's unfortunate. And by the way, I just will put up a picture of my ex because some people are like, your ex must have been really ugly because you're promoting Blaze so much. There's my ex with a picture superstar Billy Graham did. And the reason why I promote the lovely Blaze so much is because we are business partners and she's actually a talent. My ex was not a talent. She works in the civilian field, not the wrestling field. Other questions. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong button. The Grease. I hope you're calling. Yeah, Bad News Brown was a legend. Gregory saying hello from Kentucky. Not everybody hates me in Kentucky, apparently. Actually, I have quite a few fans in Kentucky. Some said don't take a certain Kentucky person's opinion about you for all of Kentucky. Jimmy Schaefer, what's up from Ohio? By the way, I will like to say one thing about Jim Cornette, who apparently says he's never met me. He actually did meet me once. When I just started wrestling, I did do an Ohio Valley wrestling training camp and met him there. And he did have some communication with me over a shoot interview, which never ended up taking place. His partner, who claims that he's communicated with me, the 4'11" ass kisser, I've actually had zero communication with him. And somebody brought to my attention that they were claiming that I had made lots of money off of the Cauliflower Alley Club videos I posted. I literally made change off of those videos. They didn't amount to any money. And I brought a camera crew with me. I paid for my ticket. It was not done for anything but the love of the business. And it sure as hell did not profit. And by the way, there was a Cauliflower Alley Club this year. How much publicity did it get? How much coverage did it get? I was the one the past 2 years giving it tons of coverage, helping get it news stories because I was providing video. If you guys are happy that now you don't have me covering it, so be it. But the fact of the matter is, and I can provide evidence of this, is none of those videos made hardly any money. The most money any video from the Cauliflower Alley Club has ever made was the fight video where Haku and I got into a shoving match. By far, that is the most popular Cauliflower Alley Club related video. Ivan, am I going to get a new dog? No. I still consider Piper my dog. Bob says I'm awesome. Patrick, would I interview Alex Wright? Yes. Mark says put a price on your ex's head. Eric Chambers says, bro, Blaze looks good. I agree. I'm very happy working with Blaze and hanging out with her. Looking forward to spending Christmas with her. Jamie, can't wait for another Great North Wrestling show. Well, there's 4 booked. There's only one that we've really announced so far formally, and that is the September 3rd event in Petawawa. And that's going to be at the Petawawa Civic Center. But there is going to be more. I'm just finalizing some stuff before I announce them. But tickets for the September 3rd one are now on sale at ticketweb.ca. More information at thehannibaltv.com. And the tickets are already selling. Lanny Poffo defends takedowns better than The Miz, probably. Wallace, have ever met any of the Gagnas? I actually met Vern Gagna at the 2004 Cauliflower Alley Club. And Greg and I are somewhat business partners on something. And I'm not going to talk about that in too much detail yet. But Greg and I have been talking a lot since October. Someone says hello from Penticton, BC, Silver Stacking Mama. And apparently they came one time years ago. I wouldn't expect them to come anywhere really, but a couple places in BC. Just because they hardly come to Canada anymore. Paul, I don't know really what you're talking about. Ben wishes me happy holidays. Jim, I'm not getting a new dog. I travel far too much. And we'll see. We'll see. But right now, I'm not getting a new one. Jason from my future place where I want a home in Phoenix loves my work. By the way, Blaze agrees with me about Phoenix too. She actually wouldn't mind living there as well. Sean, whatever happened to Darko? He did almost get signed back in about 2009 because he's big, a legitimate giant, and he was a good wrestler. Of course, he was this Great North Wrestling star. Pat Patterson really liked him, but apparently he had DECA in his system, which takes 18 months to get out of your system. And he told WWE about this when they were interested in him. And because you have to pass a pre-contract steroid test, they didn't sign him for that reason. Craig, have I ever crossed paths with Tim Flowers? No. Gerardo, wishing Blaze and I a fun and safe Christmas. Thank you. Bultra wants me to destroy Bluto. Wants me to destroy Miz. He's chicken. He only wants me out of the wrestling business because I'm a better heel than him. I sure as hell have way more heat than him, even without being in WWE, and I'm a better actual wrestler and fighter than him. So you can try to keep me down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I work for myself. I've been blackballed since 2009, since I had my medical issue. People can say I'm blackballed all they want. I work for myself. Even when I was collaborating with other companies, I was still working for myself. Tyler, any chance of putting on a show in the Montreal area? Well, we'll be going to Hawkesbury, Ontario in June, which is only about 45 minutes from Montreal. I wouldn't be opposed to putting on an event in Montreal one day, but Montreal is oversaturated with a lot of bad wrestling companies. Glenn loves to see the Blood Hunter. Wendell, yeah, I do think even Adam Lusk could beat The Miz. Terrence, I don't like hate MJF. I respect his kayfabe. But like, I'm not a fan of long promos. And the promos I like, my favorite promo people are like Billy Graham, Ric Flair, The Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, even Hulk Hogan and the Road Warriors. Those are like 6 of my favorite promo people. So MJF just isn't my taste, but I don't have any issues with him. I congratulate him on his success. Mike F., I've driven through Indiana. El Spicy wishes me happy holidays. Playtime Wrestling Federation says hello from Lockdown, Canada. Dark Matter, there's no charges. As I've already discussed, the police came to that incident, did an investigation, and told me I was free to go. Steven, how's Billy Graham doing? He's doing well. I actually just talked to him He actually sent me a message of support over the weekend. And by the way, I did repost a YouTube short version of my Billy Graham arm wrestling match where I defeated him in arm wrestling. And if people are wondering why I'm putting up some of the old footage in YouTube short versions, it's because YouTube shorts are a new thing. And it's kind of, even though it's connected to YouTube, they go in recommended videos separate from YouTube. And some of my YouTube shorts have really taken off in popularity. And for some of my new fans, they've never seen any of that old footage. And as much as people want to say, oh, Hannibal, you're canceled, I got a ton of new fans over the past week and a half. So I'm showing them some of the stuff they may not have seen. Patrick, talking about me beating up Terry Funk. Wendell, I talked to Harry Smith, but I haven't talked to him about GNW. Jim says, hello from Calgary. One place I'd like Great North Wrestling to come in the next few years. Arizona would love to have me, according to Wyatt. David, there's none of the... I wouldn't say never. Great North Wrestling does not have 25,000 American to pay Braun Strowman, but I wouldn't, there is a chance of some released talent showing up in Great North Wrestling. The first one that comes to mind that I'd be interested in would be Eva Marie. Mitch, could I beat Jim Cornette in a real fight? Jim Cornette didn't even want to fight Rick Bassman, who is not the largest man in the world. So, of course, he would never fight me. Someone says Miz is a beta. Sean Darko's retired from wrestling is why. He got a regular job. G says Miz is a waste of time. Bluto says Cornette would regret it. And that he's probably never faced a real fighter. Sean says Miz was a more convincing heel on Fear Factor than he was in WWE. Yes, I did interview DDP. Search it up on there. Terrence really enjoys my shoot interviews. Tyler says promos were the best when they would yell. Well, some of my favorite metal bands are Scorpions, if you want to talk about glam metal, and Motley Crue. There's so many. I'm such a metal fan. And Five Finger Death Punch is one of my newer, more intense metal bands, as well as Seether. Those ones come to mind. Lots of questions today. David Benoit, he agreed to do an interview with me before, then no-showed it, so I kind of lost respect for him there. I hope he's getting in the gym. He wants to be a wrestler, but the last pictures I saw of him didn't look like he's ever been in the gym. What's the latest on The Miz? Nothing. He's a loser. And for the people that say he was tired and he had a camera shoved in his face, what's he supposed to say? No comment. I don't know enough about the situation. Great North Wrestling is on the Hannibal TV. We also appear on local TV stations in some places where we put on events. John saying hello from Wichita, where I was earlier this year. Mike, the ratings are going to continue to drop. Paul, I do have an interview with Snitsky on this channel. T.O., the people that want to roast me are just trying to get hits because putting my name in a video title or news title gets hits. That's about it. People have been relying on false information for people that were not even there. You want to know people that were with me all day? The day of that event, Blaze was one of them. And yeah, I did have my own dressing room. So how can people know what I was doing if I had my own dressing room? They like to make stuff up. The idiots that say, oh, the Blood Hunter match was cut short. The Carlito match was over 9 minutes. That's an extremely long match for the Blood Hunter. The Blood Hunter's match with Sandman didn't even go 5 minutes. So people are full of shit. They just want to get stories on them. Steven says, Merry Christmas to you and Blaze. Greg, I have not interviewed Bret Hart. Wallace wishes me Merry Christmas. Strawberry, The Miz is afraid of Hannibal. John, only if I was paid a huge amount of money. I think that's good that AEW is partnering with the Owen Hart Foundation. Yes, I have seen Kiss in concert, and I'm a fan of Kiss, 100%. I'm a fan of Poison. I'm a fan of Rat. I'm a fan of Dawkins. The Hair Nation and Octane are my two favorite Sirius FM channels, or XFM, whatever it's called now, with Ozzy's Boneyard being my third. So have a great night. Wish you all happy holidays.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates.